Wondering about a baby's skin tone is not racist. A black journalist and mother is setting the record straight on this racist royal row. Hello everyone, welcome back to the King YouTube channel. Yesterday in the Daily Mail, a very sensible article was published by the journalist Nana Aqua, and her opinion of this whole mess involving the royal racist and comments that were made about an unborn Archie's skin tone is that, in fact, any comments made about an unborn Archie's skin tone were not racist in the least. The headline reads, "Wondering aloud about a baby's skin tone is not racist," after supposed racist royals are inadvertently outed by Omid Scobie in his new book. Alright, so as you know, there has been quite the frenzy over the past couple of days because the Dutch edition of Omid Scobie's new book Endgame did in fact name the two mysterious royal racists. Now, of course, we don't believe for 1 second that Charles or Catherine is a racist. But anyway, that's beside the point right now. And apparently, actually, the Italian and the Spanish versions also contain the names. Scooby-Doo is trying to claim it was an error, that somehow the publishers printed it without his permission. Doesn't make a bit of sense, but whatever. Right now, everybody is talking about it. Who are the royal racists? Who exactly did he name? Piers Morgan kind of let the cat out of the bag for many people. But anyway, we're still waiting to see if somebody's going to be sued, and if somebody is, who it's going to be. But according to Nana Aqua, everyone has been asking the wrong question. What people should be considering is whether it's racist at all to wonder out loud about the skin tone of an unborn baby. As the black mother of two mixed-race children, I can tell you one of the few things my ex-partner and I agreed on before our son's birth was his name, Ivory. Nana went on to write, "I would laugh with my friends and family. What if he comes out really dark, the very opposite to what his name suggests? We have loved him the same no matter how he looked. We were just curious." And this is what happens in families, especially families that are mixed race. I mean, even if you're the same race, you're not going to have all the same features as your partner, usually at least. So it's normal to wonder, who is the baby going to take after? What are they going to look like? Nana writes the same. She says, of course, every set of parents-to-be wonders what their child will look like, what features and coloring from one side of the family or the other they will inherit. And she also says that for mixed-race parents, their children's skin tone is a lottery ticket. I mean, it's true. Even with twins sometimes, you cannot predict what they're going to look like. One will come out looking exactly like the mother, for example, and one will come out looking like the father, and the two kids may not even look related. Genetics is a bit of a crapshoot. That's just how it is. Meghan Markle chose to be offended. And like I always say, if you want to be offended by something, well, that's an easy thing to do. You can look around and you will always find something that's going to bother you if that's what you're looking for. But you know, most of us just want to have peaceful relationships with our friends and family members, especially our in-laws. I can't tell you how many times my mother-in-law has said something that if I really wanted to be pissed off by it, I could have been. But I choose to approach that relationship with some grace, and I'm not going to be easily offended by something if she doesn't mean it to be offensive. Meghan, on the other hand, is the opposite. We need to judge King Charles by his behavior, by what we know about him. He's not racist. King Charles is a peaceful man. He doesn't like conflict, and he does have respect for other people. He's not somebody who judges others based on the color of their skin, and that is what a racist is. So for Meghan and Harry to claim, well, Meghan more than Harry, to claim that he's racist just because he wondered what Archie might look like, I mean, not only is it disingenuous, it's absolutely wrong. As Nana writes, you don't know until the child is born, which is why it's such a fascinating talking point. So while it's possible that asking about an unborn child's skin color in a derogatory manner might be construed as racist, merely wondering about it in a sense of genuine anticipation is absolutely not. Discussing race is not racist. And this is an excellent point that she is making, and that's something about Meghan that has always bothered me. You see, there are many people like Meghan in the US right now, these woke social justice warriors, who are so convinced that everybody is racist, and if you say anything about our differences, then you automatically are labeled a racist. You're not allowed to talk about race at all, in fact. And to me, that's the wrong way to approach this. In my opinion, it would be a much better world if we could celebrate our differences. And yes, that might involve talking about them and naming them. But these days, many people are afraid to even compliment another person on a feature that is ethnic. For example, some people of color are going to get upset if you compliment them on their curly hair. They're going to claim that you're being racist by pointing it out. So Nana goes on to point out the difficulty here is that we don't have any context. The scant evidence we do have of the alleged interaction in the royal family suggests that the royals were said to have mentioned it to Harry privately, and that he related the conversation to Meghan at a later date. The account must have been passed on again by someone to Scobie, who is himself mixed race and perhaps reported it through the prism of his own experience. But then she goes on to write, all in all, it's dubious hearsay. Harry has been a late but vocal champion of the anti-racism cause, and the jury is still out as to whether he genuinely understands the issues involved. Remember that this is a man who, albeit as a naive 21-year-old, thought it was funny to call a fellow cadet at Sandhurst our little packy friend. That's another thing that is obviously bothering many people about this whole situation, calling Catherine and Charles racist. I mean, come on. If anybody in that family is racist, it's Harry himself and certainly Meghan. Meghan is racist because she always makes everything all about race. She's a race baiter. She just uses her black heritage to make other people look bad. She herself doesn't really care for her black heritage. I mean, she has done everything she can to erase all signs of being black. That is not what a proud woman of color does. And as for Harry, come on. I mean, that wasn't the only racial slur he ever made. And let's not forget that at the costume party, he decided to dress up like a Nazi. Harry is not somebody who has ever been sensitive about issues involving race. In fact, I don't think Harry's really sensitive about anything except for his own personal complaints. Nana writes, I believe that incident partly informs his hypersensitivity to perceived racism now. His marriage to Meghan, of course, and learning of her life experiences as a mixed-race woman plays a bigger part. However, in his born-again righteousness, he reminds me of a reformed smoker who lectures everyone else on the danger of cigarettes. I couldn't agree more with her. I mean, Harry acts like he has seen the light. Now he's woke, so he should tell all of us how to live our lives and how to understand these issues. The truth is, Harry doesn't fully understand much of anything. He just accepts whatever Meghan tells him at face value. So when she tells him his family has this unconscious bias thing happening, he believes her, even though he probably doesn't even know what unconscious bias means. Nana goes on to write, it's so sad it has come to this. When Harry and Meghan's engagement was announced in November 2017, I was thrilled. Back then, Britain embraced Meghan, and the fact that she was mixed race was something to celebrate in our increasingly multicultural society. Yes, we wanted to talk about it, but in a positive way. And this is absolutely what happened. People were excited. People were happy that Meghan was joining the family. She was something special. So, all right, sure, maybe they didn't use the right language. Maybe some media outlets referred to her as exotic, but come on. If she had just been a little more understanding of people's intentions, then it would not have gotten to this point. The truth is, a lot of people, especially older people, simply don't know how to say the right things. PC culture is difficult to figure out. PC culture is all about policing one's language, but the truth is, many people don't understand why what they have said is wrong. They don't see anything wrong with it because it's the only language they have ever used their entire lives. It's the only way they know how to talk about these things. But Meghan has no patience for people who are just trying to figure out. Instead, she's going to weaponize her race. She said, people are very aware of my race because they made it such an issue when I went to the UK. She said that in the Netflix docuseries that came out last year. As Nana writes, it is this hypersensitivity and fundamental misunderstanding that lies at the heart of Harry and Meghan's estrangement from the royal family and the accusations being leveled. We wanted and still want to see the couple and their children thrive, but their endless pampered victimhood and moaning is getting in the way. And you, what do you think of this beautifully written article? Please let me know your opinions below in the comments section. If you enjoyed our video today, please don't hesitate to like and share it with anybody else who would enjoy it too. And don't be afraid to click the subscribe button to get more updates in the future. Thank you so much for tuning in, have a lovely weekend, and we'll be back to see you all tomorrow.